Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I had to go into town to hand in some legal documents, and so I decided to cake the face. Therefore, now that I had my face done, I decided to film a video. I was going to do a makeup facial routine thingy, but I already have it done. So instead, I'm going to film a birth story. 14, 15, thanks to 2 days, birth story. So, where do we start? Oh my goodness. I had my 15th birthday, which is on the 16th of September. And everyone was, like all my family members were joking around saying that I was going to go into labor on my birthday, because that would be so funny. And I was like, hell no, like that is not happening. My birthday is going to be separate to my daughter's birthday. Like we're having separate birthdays that don't happen on the same day, And we went out for dinner that night. And everything was really good. Everything was fine. I had my closest friends at the time out for dinner with me and my family members out for dinner with me. And we had a great time. It was probably about 9 o'clock when we got home. And I remember saying to my mum, it's 9 o'clock, only a few more hours until my birthday. Hopefully I don't just pop out this baby in the next few hours. And went to bed, and I woke up probably about 12 o'clock because I was pregnant and not feeling well 24/7, and I was just, my pregnancy was really, really crappy. I was nauseous 24/7. I was vomiting, morning sickness, but I had it all day and all through my pregnancy. So I slept until about 12 o'clock, and then I remember waking up to having a little bit of pain in my stomach, and it was kind of like a period cramp. And I was like, okay, like I had been in early labor before this. I've also had Braxton Hicks and stuff, so like, it's most likely just Braxton Hicks, whatever. I texted my mom just because I had this really like deep gut feeling like maybe labor, like be careful. So I texted my mom. I was like, hey, I'm feeling this and that, like, and she's like, oh my gosh, like tell me each time you have a contraction, because I was having those cramping pains and stuff. And so I would text her every time it started and every time it stopped. And they were probably about 4 minutes to 2 minutes apart. And I was texting her for probably about 20 to half an hour. And Mum's like, okay, we're going to go to the hospital as soon as I get home. Mind you, my mum works at a school. So she works school hours from 7 till 3. So she's like, wait until I get home, we'll go to the hospital. I was like, okay. The next minute, I hear the gate to our house open. And I was like, excuse me. And then I heard my mum come in, and she's like, right, let's go to the hospital. I was like, wait, what? Like, why? I was like so excited. I had been waiting for this day for 8 months and a bit. At the time I was 37 and 4 days, 37 weeks and 4 days, I'm pretty sure. And full term is 40 weeks. So I already had my bags packed because, as I said, I had been in early labor already. So I had all my stuff packed because I knew she would come any day from like the first labor. And we got in the car. And I had to pick up my birthing partner because I had 3 birthing partners. My best friend, Michaela, who you guys probably know if you go to her school or been to her school. But Michaela Bowman was my birthing partner. My nana wasn't much my birthing partner, but I would say my birthing partners would be my mum and Michaela. And my nana kind of was just there because she watched my mum birth me and my brother. So it was kind of just like a tradition thing. So she'd come see mine as well, my birth for her. So we had to go pick up Michaela from school first, and her school's only like a minute drive from my house. But it's hard because at schools, I don't know about America, but in Australia you have to have parents' permission for someone else to pick up your child from school. And that was hard because we didn't have a note or anything, and it was like right last minute. Like I had just gone into labor, and this was like, midday. So I rang Michaela and said like, hey, we're gonna pick you up because we're going to the hospital. My mum rang her mum and was like, hey, would you be able to ring the school and ask if I can pick her up and meet her at the front because we're on our way to the hospital, and rah. So anyway, that worked out. We went and picked up Michaela was just super excited. And I was trying to act cool, but in my mind, I was freaking out, and I was so excited. Like I was more excited than anything overall. But yeah, we get to the hospital, and by now my contractions are like painful. Like I am bending over because they are so painful. And they got me a room, and I went in, and we kind of just waited it out. They checked me, and I was 2.5 centimeters dilated. So yeah, so it was just the waiting game from there on. Because that was around lunchtime, I had this amazing midwife and trainee midwife, Claudia and Beck. A midwife can make or break your birth story, you know what I mean? Like they can really make or break your experience, I had 2 amazing midwives, and they were just so accepting of my age, and they were so helpful, and they just accepted me and really didn't even look at my age. They kind of looked at me as a mother and a new mother to be, instead of a 15-year-old pregnant, you know what I mean? 14, 15. Okay, this is like the day after my 15th birthday, so 15 just by one day at the moment. And then it came to nighttime, and because I delivered her in a public hospital, your nurses change like hours and stuff. So for the nighttime, I ended up getting another lot of midwives and nurses, and the midwife nurse that runs the maternity ward at the hospital that I went to, let's just say she was not accepting of my age. She gave me the most attitude out of everyone, and she was such a bitch. Like, honestly, she treated me like I was just this slutty 15-year-old that went out, got pregnant, and now is gonna give birth and treat my kid like crap, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be a responsible parent and stuff. Or like I wasn't even mature or a responsible person. That's what she treated me like. Which was really, really hard to do, because when you're in labor, your emotions, even being pregnant, your emotions are just all over the shop, and you're all over the shop. Like, your mind is, you're a sook, you're scared, especially in labor. You're scared. Like, what if your labor goes wrong? There's just so many things that's going through your head when you're in labor, especially for a first-time mum. So, they gave me gas and air, like my 2 really good midwives during the day gave me gas and air. And that was going good. Yeah, but then nighttime I got the new midwives, and this woman that was on shift and my midwife for the night, she came in and I was like, hey, my contractions are really bad, like these are painful, what can I do? And she yelled at me and said that I am not in labor and I should not be at the hospital. The hospital is only for people that are in labor, and I wasn't that, so she should have to kick me out, but she can't because of my age. And then she went to my gas and air and turned it completely down. I think there was only, like, if high was 5.0, she put mine down onto 0.1. Like, there was barely anything coming out. Like, I couldn't feel the effect at all, contraction or not. I could not feel the effect from the gas and air. What's the matter, baby? What's the matter? Oh. Wanna go to sleep? Anyway, so we kind of was just like, yeah, whatever, like, just piss off if you're gonna be like that. Hey, like, just don't treat me with disrespect. Like, you're not the queen. Do not treat me with disrespect and like I am a low life nothing, you know what I mean? Oh, baby, are you sad? Yeah. It got so bad. My baby's tired. Aren't you, my love? Yeah. And then, anyway, night went, morning came, and my 2 midwives were back on shift, and they were like, hey, open your legs, let's have a look, like, let's see where you're at. And I think I was 5 centimeters. What's the matter? What's the matter, Bubba? Hi? What's the matter? So, yeah, my midwives came back on. They were like, spread your legs, let's have a look, let's see how far you are. And I think I was about 5 centimeters dilated, which was it was really discouraging because you're like, wow, I've been in labor for this long and I am getting nowhere. Like, gosh, just pull this thing out of me, you know what I mean? Breastfeeding problems, guys. And then they were like, hey, let's check your gestational diabetes, because I had gestational diabetes, but it actually was negative. Like, as in, it was a false test, like it went wrong, but it came up positive, even though it was actually negative. And they were like, let's check your gestational diabetes, because I really wanted to get in the bath, because yeah, that getting in the bath helps with contraction pain and pain overall. I didn't want to necessarily give birth in the bath, but I wanted to get in the bath just to help with these contractions. So they were like, well, let's check your GD, which is gestational diabetes, because you can't get in the bath when you have gestational diabetes, because they need to take bub straight away to go check their blood sugars and sugar levels and stuff. So they checked my GD, and I just had Macca's pancakes or hot cakes with maple syrup. So my sugars should have been really high, but they were actually under. So they were like, you obviously don't have gestational diabetes, so we'll go run the bath now and get you sorted. So before the bath, my contractions were getting super bad. I was on the ball, like the yoga ball, birthing ball, whatever you want to call it. I was on the floor, almost in tears. And then they got the bath ready. And I was on gas and air in the bath, because in the bath is in a different room, completely, like it's down the hall in a different room. So they gave me a portable gas and air machine thingy, and I had to push and push and push and push to try and get her head like down into the, and I was just getting nowhere. Like I spent, I think, around six or something hours in the bath. So could you imagine how wrinkly I was, man? But I spent around 6 hours in the bath, and they were like, you need to come out, you need to get back on the bed in your room. We need to see what's happening up there. We need to, say why isn't your pregnancy? Why isn't your labor progressing? So I had to get out, and as I was getting out, I could not walk. My pain was so incredibly bad. My pain was so incredibly bad that I could not walk down the hall back to my room. I had to have like people holding me under my armpits and like literally lifting me up. We got back to the room, and I said I needed to do number 2. So like that's amazing, like that's a good sign. So I went to the toilet, and I had to empty, they told me I had to completely empty my bowel and bladder, and I really don't remember what happened at this point, because my pain was so bad that everything was just so chaotic. It was intense, I don't really remember much. But then they got me back on the bed after I went to the toilet. They got me back on the bed, and what happened? They were like, oh, my waters still hadn't broken. And I think that was the hard bit, because everyone was like, the nurses were like, oh my gosh, like if you want to keep pushing, you might be able to have this baby in the sack still. And it's very rare for that to happen, but it is definitely possible. And the nurses hadn't experienced that yet in their life and being a midwife. And so they were like, look, this would be awesome if that does happen, but if you don't want to go that way, then don't do it. Like, we can break your waters for you. And I was so out of it at this point. My pain was so bad. I was really out of it. And by the way, I'm back in my room, so I've got no gas and air again. Well, I do, but there's nothing coming out of it. And my mum and Nana were like, yeah, break the waters, because if I didn't break the waters and I kept going in labor and nothing progressed, I would have gone in for emergency C-section. So my Nana and mum were like, break the waters, like just do it, like let's get this baby out. So they broke my waters with a little like pin thing on their finger, like a little crochet needle thingy, and they go and break the waters. And I kid you not, within 3 minutes of the waters breaking, my contractions were back to back, full on, flat out, painful stuff. And my labor, it hurt, okay? I was screaming at the top of my lungs. In fact, the nurse came in, and I didn't realize this until I rewatched the video, because my birth was on video. A nurse came in and told me to be quiet and not scream. But I was pushing out a baby from my... So I was not listening to what this chick was saying, I was just focusing on pushing this baby out. And yeah, then she was born, and they laid her on my chest, And yeah, she was on my chest for about 15 minutes, and then they took her away to the NICU because she was having troubles with her breathing, only for like half an hour though, and then she was fine. And that night my family had to go home because they weren't allowed to stay in the recovery rooms with me, and they went home, came back the next morning, and the next morning I got my baby girl. And that's my birth story. That's how it all happened. The next day after that, we ended up going home, and now she's 6 months old, and I'm only telling my birth story now. And now she's crying because she is super tired and it's close to bedtime. So I'm gonna leave it here. And if you want to be a part of choosing what video gets uploaded next, please go follow my Instagram, michaela.rose_, because I always put it on my story and ask what you guys want to see. Again, please like and subscribe. I have a lot of views on my, okay, not a lot. I get some views on my YouTube, but I only get a few likes. So I don't know what your game is, but please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Oh, sorry guys, I just needed to tell you guys this. My beautiful Kaisley Evelyn Rose has said her first word, and it was Nana. You point at pictures of our Nana, or you mention our Nana, or we FaceTime our Nana, and she will literally call out for her. Or sometimes even when she's crying, she calls out for Nana. She's definitely a Nana's baby. But yeah. Alright, thank you guys for watching. We love you. Don't we? We love them. Say bye-bye.